Welcome to the Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for October 23, 2020. Just the News reports, in final debate, Trump assails 47 years of elected office for Biden, who vows to end oil industry. President Donald Trump and Democratic presidential contender Joe Biden squared off Thursday night in their final debate before the November 3rd election, sparring over the coronavirus pandemic, the economy, health care, and numerous other topics, with both hoping to draw one final comparison and make one final argument about who best can run the White House in what is arguably the most unusual election cycle in decades. The issue of energy also featured prominently in the debate, with Biden at one point making a decisive statement by admitting that his administration would prioritize the abandonment of fossil fuels in favor of green initiatives.
Would he close down the oil industry?
It's false.
Would you close down the oil industry?
By the way, I would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I will
that's
transition.
a big statement.
It is a big statement.
That's a
because
big statement.
I would stop.
Why would you do that?
Because the oil industry pollutes significantly.
I see.
Here's the deal. But
That's
you
a
can't
big
do
statement.
that. Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. Over time. And I'd stop giving to the oil industry, I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. He won't give federal subsidies to the gas. Excuse me, to solar and wind.
Yeah.
Why are we giving it to oil industry?
We actually do
All
give
right.
it to solar and wind.
We
And
have
that's
one
maybe the
final
biggest
question.
statement in terms of business. That's the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because
We have
basically
one
what he's
final
saying
question,
is he is
Mr.
going to
President.
destroy the oil industry. Okay. Will you remember that, Texas? Will you
Okay.
remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
Vice President Biden, let me give you...
Biden, during the debate, largely managed to avoid answering any questions about the ongoing controversy surrounding both him and his son Hunter. Recent news reports revealed emails appearing to show Hunter arranging for at least one foreign national to meet his then vice president father, possibly for Hunter's personal benefit. Another email appears to depict Biden possibly profiting from equity shares managed by his son. The Federalist reports, Leslie, you've discredited yourself. Trump posts full 60-minute interview. President Donald Trump published the unedited 60 Minutes interview with CBS's Leslie Stahl on Thursday before it could be taken to air on Sunday. It was not a dramatic walkout as many claimed. After 20 minutes of sparring with the interviewer, Trump began voicing his frustration at a combative Stahl.
But that's what
You've
told me.
discredited yourself.
You told me that.
Leslie, you've discredited yourself. When you say that you're not going to cover Biden, you're going to ask him what flavor ice cream he has, okay?
That's not
Instead
me.
of why did Hunter get $3.5 million from Moscow? Instead of why is an energy company paying your son $183,000 a month or whatever they're paying them, and he has no experience in energy. You know, you discredit yourself. I don't have to discredit.
The president also referred to emails published by the New York Post last week showing Joe Biden stood to rake in millions from Chinese businessmen with deep ties to the Chinese Communist Party funneled through his son Hunter. You can watch the full unedited interview by clicking on the link in the description below. And finally, Real Clear Politics reports, Biden's 7 economic deadly sins. Polls show that while most realize that President Donald Trump would be better for our economy than Biden, many think that old Uncle Joe's economic plan is relatively harmless and won't endanger jobs, paychecks, or retirement savings. Think again. Let's look at what's actually in Biden's economic plan so everyone has their eyes wide open when they vote. Number 1. The most significant tax increase in the history of America. Biden would raise taxes by some $4 trillion over the next decade. The plan clobbers small businesses with a maximum corporate income tax rate from 21% now to 28%. The capital gains tax would skyrocket from 24% to 40% for those making more than $1 million per year, thus threatening to tank the stock market and reduce every family's retirement savings in America. Next, the end of U.S. energy independence. Under Trump, America has become energy independent for the first time in at least 50 years. Biden insists he won't ban fracking, But his radical energy agenda requires zero fossil fuels by 2035, which means hundreds of high-paying jobs lost in states such as Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Texas. Saudi oil sheiks in Russia will love this plan, but it sure isn't good for America. You can read the full list by clicking on the link in the description below. And that concludes your Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for October 23rd, 2020. For more political news faster, visit saulsnews.com.